Here we go. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Sorare FP First Pitch. Yes, First Pitch was originally the name of the channel. Now it's just FP, and the show is First Pitch because this is our first look at the game week. I'm saying all that as if y'all in the chat already are not the folks that know all of the lore and everything with the show. So what's up? Hey everybody, happy Friday. Uh, Last I looked, So Rare was down, so that's fun. An hour before lock. Hopefully you got your lineups in already. All right, Captain No Sweat says we are back online. Say hey. Speaking of which, I was very happy playing MLB The Show last night. I got one of the alter ego packs, um, and I got Willie Mays, and it says the Say Hey Kid on the card, so it felt very apropos. I enjoyed that. But what's up? What's up? Carter asked. He said he's been debating buying the Patreon, only hesitant because he doesn't know if he understands how to read the spreadsheet. Carter, yes, there is a video explanation. It is pinned to the top. You should be able to see it even if you don't subscribe, but I am going to take a gander at that really quick. Okay, so it's pinned only for patrons. So if you sign up, it will be at the top. It's patrons, so even if you sign up for the $5, it will be at the top. I do recommend the $10. There's a lot more that goes into it. A lot more that you get with the $10 version as well as the app. Which the other thing too, Carter, is once the app is approved and word on the street is it's submitted for approval, cautiously optimistic. I'm expecting a no on the first version. We'll have to change some things, so don't get too excited. But the point of the app is that you don't have to read through the spreadsheets. My spreadsheets just feed to the app, and then the app makes it very, very simple for you. If you haven't seen it, check it. Check it in the last couple of videos. But yes, that's where we are. And yes, I've had a lot of people asking about the understanding the spreadsheet. It's not as intuitive for everyone else as it is for me, and I had to learn that over some time. So yeah. Obviously, if you do get the $10, you pop into the Discord and ask any questions, and we will answer those as well. And so Rare's down again. They're struggling. Oh boy, this is going to be something. This is going to be quite a day. All right. Let's start by taking a look at some of the pitching matchups and some of my favorites. Thank y'all. I see most of y'all have hit the like button already. Thank you so much for doing that without me having to ask. That's fantastic. That means the world to me. Uh, but I will, of course, always be here asking. Okay. Pitching matchups. Zach Gallen's always fine. The Angels' offense is great. You have to face Ohtani. Not great, but he's good. Morton and Strider, I like both against Miami. I wish Strider wasn't on Sunday just in case it gets pushed. Whatever. Whatever on these three from Baltimore. Kyle Bradish has been fine. So if you want to run him out there, that's fine. I don't like anyone against Toronto ever. Justin Steele is Steele okay. He and Stroman against a bad Cleveland offense, I think, is just fine. You want me to go over my favorite closers? Yeah, that's. I talk about baseball being a random number generator. Um, Closers, that's that. I'll go through the closer depth chart and just kind of run through, um, matchups and everything and who's fresh. So I can do that. Um, Abbott's been fine. San Diego's not the best offense in the world. That's an okay matchup. Bybee against the Cubs is fine. I don't love Quantrill or Savali. I think I like Quantrill more than Savali, and that's saying something. I'm throwing Connor Seabold in Detroit. That's fine, but Rockies pitchers are kind of rough. Dylan Cease against Oakland. That's the only place you can take advantage of the Oakland spot this week. Damn, Seabold is not in Colorado. I got to figure that out. And, if Sorare doesn't go back online, then Seabold is my starting relief pitcher. Um, Rare Pro, no less. So I got to figure that out. But back to Chicago. Cease, yeah, that's fine. I like him against Oakland. If Kopech is confirmed in the next hour, then I would run him out there, but we don't know that he's going to be the guy. Let me check their site. So yeah, basically I'm just looking for good matchups here. TBD, Cease, TBD. Yeah, so the White Sox site doesn't even say anything about Kopech, so I'm going to avoid it. Obviously, no Tigers pitchers in Colorado. I don't like anyone against Texas, but Framber's fine. Brown is fine. I'm not looking to prioritize them. No one from KC. I don't want any of these guys against Arizona. Maybe Reed Detmers, but it's not even in Arizona, so you don't get the suppression. Uh, Miller, Arias, Gonsolin, all fine against Kansas City. I avoid Atlanta like the plague, even with how well Yuri Perez has pitched. That's fine. Peralta and Burns definitely against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has been horrible. Brian Reynolds still might not be back. So let's see. At Baltimore, these guys are fine. Lopez, Ober, and Gray. But I don't like targeting the Baltimore lineup. Verlander at San Francisco is one of our highest projected pitchers this week. David Peterson's okay. Cole against St. Louis is just fine. That offense is better than they look, better than they seem. Zach Wheeler against Washington is my favorite pitcher. I'm targeting him. Ranger Suarez, if confirmed. Jeez, I didn't realize none of these guys are confirmed, but luckily. TBD, TBD. Oh, no. Okay. No, we got him. Confirmed. Sanchez, Wheeler, Suarez. Confirmed on the site. So these should all be treated as confirmed. Okay, great. Wheeler and Suarez for sure. I don't know much about Sanchez. Pirates pitchers are bad. No one at Cincinnati. Maybe Darvish if you want, but I wouldn't. Kirby and Castillo project really well, but it's Tampa Bay. I don't love it, but I am throwing them. Montgomery against New York is not bad. McClanahan, Glasnow, Bradley, all good against Seattle. No thanks for these guys against Houston. Maybe Uvalde, but I'm not trying to get there. Gaussman against Boston. I love that. Barrios has been fine. Kikuchi's been fine. I would stay away from Kikuchi because Boston hits lefties well, and then none of these guys against Philly. Okay. Is McClanahan safe? He's confirmed. I don't know how long he's going to go, but yeah, I wouldn't prioritize him in that spot. I'd, prioritize Glasnow over McClanahan. But I mean, both of those guys need to be treated with, kid gloves. So yeah, I'd kind of stay away from that. All right, let's go to Fangraphs. You asked about the closers. I'm going to forget the matchup, so I am going to keep that up. All right. Bautista against Minnesota. That's fine. Minnesota's under 500, so Bautista is currently one of our favorite closers, if not our favorite. Boston, Toronto, and Jansen just pitched. Whatever. I don't like any of these guys from New York. Fairbanks against Seattle. He is the closer. He's got a day off. I like Fairbanks. Romano just pitched, so I like him a little bit less than the other two, but I think there's still a chance he could get 2 saves. Romano's always tip-top. Graveman, I would stay away. I would be more likely to go to Reynaldo Lopez. Of course, this is against Oakland, so Reynaldo Lopez is a guy I'm actually dialing up a bit. Joe Kelly, if you have him, I think is in a really nice spot this weekend. One of these guys is going to have to be the closer. I don't know about the Guardians bullpen against the Cubs, so they should have an opportunity. So actually, I am playing Emmanuel Clase. He's pitched a lot, 4 times in a 7-day stretch. That's a lot for a closer. But Terry Francona is back tonight, and what he likes to do, I know this from experience with him, is if a pitcher has a rough outing, he likes to get him back on the mound as soon as possible. So Clase with a blown save yesterday in fantastic fashion. I could see him back on the mound tonight. I think he's going to. I think you can count on him to make at least one appearance, and then hopefully, one of them is a save situation. So Detroit. I don't think you have to avoid relief pitchers at Colorado, but you don't love it. And Lang just threw 23 pitches, so I don't really like any of these other guys. Scott Barlow's thrown 50 pitches in the last 3 days. K-Lamp says the Sorare app is working for entering lineups. That's how I entered my lineups, for what it's worth. So, let's see. Kansas City against the Dodgers. Barlow's thrown a lot. I'd stay away there. Duran against Baltimore is fine. Presley against Texas. Sure, that's fine. Not one of my favorites. Estevez now with 2 days off. Against Arizona, I don't know that he's going to get a ton of save opportunities, but those games should be close. So I am dialing up Estevez. I have no interest in the Oakland guys. Seawald needs a bounce back. Yes, the Seattle bullpen's pretty rested, but it's Tampa, so same thing where, I don't see a lot of save situations, but it's baseball. It could happen. So hopefully, Hugo, you're understanding some of my logic here. Like, I don't need to go through every closer. Basically, like, have they not pitched? Are they good? Are they in a good matchup? That's how I do it, and it doesn't even necessarily work for me. Because, like, you don't know that the game is going to be close or not. You have no idea. So you're just guessing. I'm just taking the things I do know and trying to guess based on that. How many games do they have? Are they winnable games? Like, can we see hold and save situations? And, are they any good? Those are the three things that I look at. So, like, Razi Iglesias against Miami, he is the closer. Hasn't thrown a ton in the last 4 days, so I like him a lot here. No thanks in Miami. Co-closers I generally try to stay away from, but against San Francisco, like, I could see Robertson and Ottavino getting opportunities, so they're okay. Kimbrel pitched, but he just threw 9 pitches. I could see him pitching twice again this weekend. These guys kind of stink. They're co-closers, and it's Philly, so you could see something. I'd stay away from all these guys. They don't even get saves. No saves in the last week. At Cincinnati against San Diego, Diaz has thrown a good bit. I bet he only pitches once at most. Ooh, I dialed up Devin Williams a lot, but he's thrown 4 times in the last 5 days, and they were, as I said, kind of treating it with kid gloves. So I'd like to rework that. Jordan Hicks is fine against the Yankees. Bednar pitched. Oh, my guy, McGuff, with the blown save. Hate to see that. He's got to get back on the mound, but he's fine. I like him. Justin Lawrence is actually not a bad pitcher, and even though they're in Colorado against Detroit, I can see playing him here. Evan Phillips seems to be the closer, the preferred closer in LA for the Dodgers. So against Kansas City, I like Evan Phillips a lot. I like Gratterall and Ferguson too, but I don't prioritize them. Hader hasn't pitched in a while. Once it gets to that length, like once it gets to a whole week where he hasn't pitched, I wonder if something's wrong, and I wonder what he'd look like when he gets back. And then Doval against, who did I say, against San Francisco? The Mets? That's fine. That's a fine position. So, yeah, so, I mean, that's what I look at. Lordy, I need to fix my lineups. Can I do it on here? No. All right, we're still turning. But, oh. Who knows? So let's see. I got some questions to answer. I got a couple of guys that people asked about on previous shows that I know I promised I would check up on. So make sure you drop any questions in the chat while I'm doing this. But I'm going to go back in the archives a little bit because I know I have some to answer. John, I know you asked if I could do a top 5 buy, sell, hold list overall each day. I might have to put something like that together and just like host it somewhere. But doing it on a day-to-day basis is a little tough. Trade philosophy, common cards. All right. So I had a question about Waka, and I had a question about Luis Robert and Randy Arozarena. So let's start with Waka. First thing I'm going to look at, what are these batted ball numbers looking like? Middle of the road and a guy who doesn't strike out a ton. So when I look at this, I'm like, all right, the other shoe will drop eventually. I didn't realize he had shoulder soreness either. So, like, these prices aren't going to do much for you, but how have they risen? I mean, those are good scores. He's put up good scores. So, yeah, then I would look at this and say, all right, he's risen. When I see this happening, especially when it's coming down, like, I would see this as a get out point. He's hurt, so that's kind of why it's coming down. Who asked this? Sorry. Pang. Pang asked this. Pang4502. I think this is a good getting out point for Waka. When he comes back from an issue with shoulder soreness, I can't imagine he's going to be better. I would sell on him at this point. All right. The other question, I know K-Lamp's in the chat, so he might give me grief over his boy Randy Arozarena and how I was kind of poo-pooing him early in the year. Those numbers are not worth poo-pooing. Look at that. In the last 50 plate appearances, he has come back to earth. I didn't realize he was such a bad outfielder. Where's the out? Yeah, outside. Ooh, I didn't know that. I thought he was pretty good, but he's hitting the crap out of the ball. So, promising. Promising. Go back to Sorare data. I don't want to have to jump around in windows. That's why I'm going around like this. Markets, I will answer that question in a second. So, let's see. Over time, Arozarena is holding. So that's fine. At the rare level, he is up a bit and holding at $34 and $207. So what I would also want to do here with a guy that I'm not so sure about is I go to the rest of season projections. Randy Arozarena projects as the 23rd hitter the rest of the season, and he is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th outfielder. So position to position, Kyle Schwarber projects half a point better rest of the season. Mike Trout is 5 points better. You could get Kyle Schwarber for half of the price of Randy Arozarena and get a higher projection, but like this is a guy who gives you like semi-consistent scoring and higher scores. So let's look at this graph here on Sorare data. Arozarena, 25, 0 through 5, 18, 5 through 10. I don't need to read it, but let's look at Schwarber because Schwarber is going to be a little more high end and low end. So you have to understand what you're getting here, as well as a bunch of ETH to make up the difference. So pretty similar, but you see some of these, you see one of these, like 17 zeros or below because he strikes out so much. So know what you're getting and know what you're trading in here, but like I prefer a guy like Schwarber here. K-Lamp says his projections are always too low. I actually had someone ask me about that. He's like, why are they so low? And I was like, I don't know. But, so yeah. I look for guys with a lot in this range. So he's got 21. Arozarena's got 21. And he's got a 40. Is this the same chart? This looks like Schwarber's chart. But, yeah, this is Schwarber's chart. Let's try that again. All right, so Arozarena has a lot more in this area. He just doesn't have the 40 plus. So, yeah, like this area is what you want. That was you, Dennis? All right, yeah, I remember that. I didn't understand why he was that low. It's just my projection system didn't like him at the start of the year. But um, so yeah, you're getting a more consistent score out of a Rosarena, and you might get some more peak scores, but you can get. It's not that much of a difference, and you're getting like I said, half the price for sure. But you could trade a Rosarena or sell a Rosarena, and then run out and get. Oh God, did I say that? You could run out and get someone else. So like another guy for .06, you could get Brian Reynolds and then still have .03 left and get Dansby Swanson. So like for Rosarena, you could get Chapman Swanson and Brian Reynolds, or Chapman and Matt Chapman instead of Reynolds if you want, an outfield or a corner. But Schwarber also has that DH tag, so you can just play him a corner infield. So yeah, this is generally a guy that I would trade in because of what I can get in return. If I look at my spreadsheet and the people above and below him are priced way less, which they are. Schwarber immediately above him, below him are Ozzie Albies and Brian Reynolds, which put together their price equals a Rosarena's. So like, those are the trades I like to make. I mean, he's obviously very, very good. I, it's weird sometimes when I'm like, Randy Rose is really good. I think you should sell him. Like you saw those Statcast numbers, they're bananas. And I rest of the year projections only go so far. They only tell you so much, and they're not perfectly predictive. Like not anywhere close. And this is a game about 3 game slices or 3 day slices, 4 day slices. So um, a Rosarena probably gives you higher average game week scores than Schwarber, but Schwarber technically scores more over the course of the year. So you just have to determine what that's worth to you. Is it worth double the price? I would say no. Am I accepting Swanson, Schwarber, and Reynolds for a Rosarena and an offer? Yes, if someone offered me that, I would accept it. Yes. Same scarcity? Yes, I would accept that. Absolutely. I like season long projection and just pray, and then I try to get as many people as who project well for the rest of the season and pick their spots in the game week. I have not won a week yet. Um, Shout out to Robbie, by the way, for getting off the schneid. I am now one of the few, so I'm one of the few in the Discord who haven't won, surprisingly, of all people. I don't know if it's surprising, but take that how you will when you take my players picks or strategy. I haven't won. I did win, you know, I did play second twice in the same week, so I don't know. All right, we got to do Louise Robert really quick, and then I'm going to answer some questions from the chat. Sorry, I keep having to go back and forth. Luis Robert, I think, is going to be a very similar situation. All right, look at that. He is blasting off. He strikes out a good amount, smacks the ball. He's only got 6 steals, which is surprising. He's 25, which is, he's 3 years younger than Rosarena. So let's see. Where does he project? Much further down. He is the 53rd overall player. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 outfielders in front of him for Rosarena. So his season-long projection is not great. That said, context is important. You have to understand why he does not have a great season-long projection, and that is because he doesn't have a ton of great seasons. He hasn't put together a bunch of great seasons. So he's going to come in a little low. So keep that in mind. But, I mean, he's obviously smashing the ball. So how does he score? What is his price? Half of Rosarena. Like, I would rather have Schwarber. If I had Luis Robert, I would sell him and go buy a Schwarber. unless you're dying to hold on to your Luis Robert and play him over and over and over for 5 years, and that makes a difference to you, then go ahead. 27 in this range, very consistent scorer, especially recently. So these are the questions. These are the questions we ask. Like at that price, that's fine. If you want to sell Randy Arozarena and go get Luis Robert, I think it's fine based on his season output, and I expect him to rise through the rest of season ranks. But at those ranks, around him, you could sell him and go up and get a whole host of players above him. Springer, who is older, Hernandez, who is much like Schwarber and strikes out a ton. You could go get Adley Rutschman for about the same price, which I would recommend because he plays the middle infield and is going to. If you can find a middle infielder who projects the same as an outfielder and costs the same, I would prefer the middle infielder. And in this case, Rutschman projects 12 points higher the rest of the season. Same price. More scoring down here. So, yeah, I mean, like, this is the stuff that really matters. I can look at season-long projections all that I want, but, like, 3-game, 4-game slices. And if you're not putting up these types of scores semi-often, then you're not as valuable. So, but, I mean, we're looking at year-to-date. What about all? What about his whole career? And then you get a lot of DNPs. Can we factor out the DNPs? Okay, there you go. That changes things. Just give me his starts. I should have been doing that the whole time and just looking longer term, but I'm actually going to go back. It's all free. It's all free on soraredata.com. Boop, boop, boop. All right, how about now? You're supposed to filter out them DMPs. There we go. Okay. So this is more games, obviously, but you start to see the distribution. Looks nice, doesn't it? But look how sporadic, man. Like, he misses so much time. And that's the thing you got to worry about with him. I'm going to do it with the Arozarena and Schwarber. And then I'm going to get back to your questions. I haven't even looked at the chat, so stay patient with me if you can. Here's Schwarber. A lot of this. A lot of these. Here's this Arozarena. This is a Arozarena. All right, a lot of these. Which naturally, like, that's going to happen. But here's your distribution. Way more of these than those other guys. So, like, that does necessitate a higher price. It does. These are what win rewards. These are what win game weeks. So you want to find guys who do a lot of this. If you can find a lot of this, that's great. But these especially too, if you can find these consistently, that's the kind of guy you want. So now, keep a mental track of that. Let's go back to Mr. Schwarbs. This is not our guy. Up the Brondbys. Okay. Let's let it load because I clicked so many things. Okay, there you go. A lot more of these, quite a bit of these, good amount of these, good amount of those. A lot of homers. 41 homers last year. So, yeah, man, I still prefer Schwarber, honestly. I don't know. They're pretty close. So yeah, that's that. Let's head back to the chat. Thank y'all for riding that out with me. Let's see. All right, Marcus asked about who do you play in 2 lineups out of Abbott, McClanahan, Framber, and Evaldi. Yuck. Those are all not yuck because those aren't good players, but yuck because I would not want to have to make that decision. How does Abbott score? Pretty good. Okay. I don't see anything about that was last year, 7 innings. I don't see anything about pitch count, but I'd imagine McClanahan has one. All right, trusty projections say, let's see. Abbott, McClanahan, Framber, Evaldi. Framber is the top by quite a bit, which was my lean. Then Abbott a good amount of the way down. Did I miss McClanahan? Oh yeah, McClanahan is actually towards the top, but you have to take that with a grain of salt. You have to understand what might be going on there. Yeah, I think I'd risk it. I think I'd go with your horses, Marcus. I think I'd go with McClanahan and Framber. I don't like Evaldi's matchup. Abbott's fine. I could see you swapping in Abbott for McClanahan, but I would definitely go Framber, and then decide where you want to play McClanahan based on your risk tolerance. I think that's my answer there. Yeah, yeah. Okay. What's Yoshida project at? You can get that information for $5. 18, 18 points. That is 134th best player this week. If that tells you anything. I already answered that. Carter, cool. Good to have you. Definitely hop in that Discord. Definitely hop in that Discord, buddy, if you haven't already. Thanks for joining, and I'm always here for the advice. Robbie says you have plenty of wins. They're just for other people. That's great. That's cool. That's very fulfilling. It's very helpful for the channel. It does not put cards in my gallery, and I missed that. But I've been winning enough. Yes, I'm here for y'all. That's fun. I enjoy that. Any weather BS this weekend? Let's check. I mean, we only know the next couple of days, so weather report. How about this? Let's see. All right, Minnesota at Baltimore, Miami at Atlanta, LA at Kansas City, New York at St. Louis. Possible delay, possible rain out. 19% chance. That doesn't look too high. 19% chance. 35% chance Dodgers at Royals. So that might be the only one we're really worried about. Yeah. Like 20% chance, I don't think we have to worry about. 35, maybe. Maybe. So yeah, watch out on your Dodgers. But rainouts early in the week aren't what matters. So anybody know which starting pitchers could be an option for the Rockies tomorrow or Saturday? Likelihood of being lefty is important. Hinch is very much a platoon guy, especially with all the injuries. Gomber looks like Gomber, but I don't know. None of them are locked in, so I don't know what the rest of their rotation looks like. Freeland, I think, just pitched. And they only have Brad Hand in the bullpen, so June 28th. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think you see Freeland again. So yeah, I would. It looks like Gomber. Looks like you'll get one day of Gomber. I think we can say that. Trade Market 83. Would you go with Semien or Cease for the flex spot? Cease is facing Oakland. So my answer to this is always floor or upside. On a 3-game game week, I think you can default more on the side of floor. Dylan Cease is our 7th projected pitcher. Obviously, he can go off and strike a bunch of guys out, especially against Oakland, who just got dominated by Domingo Germán, of all people. So, all right. So here's what you're looking for Cease. Last year, you saw some 40s and some 44s. So basically, what you're hoping for from Cease is a 35 or 34, 38, anywhere 34 to 40 is your best case probably with Dylan Cease. Marcus Semien could put up 100. He could put up, he's put up 38, 36, 36, 43 in one game before. So, I mean, he's fairly consistent. So, what does that say to you? His projection is 23. He is our 55th ranked hitter this week. So yeah, with a guy like Semien's upside, yeah, like I don't know. It's Houston, so it's tough. I don't love the matchup against Framber Valdez and Hunter Brown and all that. But like you have to know that you can get a much higher upside out of Marcus Semien, and you can get a much lower downside. Like Cease is pretty safe. What does the rest of your lineup look like? Yeah, you say Semien. I would default to Semien for sure. He's not exactly matchup proof, but he's close. Like he's pretty good. But if you have other bashers in that lineup and you're just like, all right, I think these guys will all put up decent scores, and I want someone to just anchor it and just give me that boost. Just give me 20 to hopefully 40 points and move things to the next level. I think that's what you want. So, or that's what you would want in that scenario. I'm not saying you necessarily want to go that route. Yeah. McClanahan's your starter. All right, what's the rest of the lineup? You don't have to tell me or anything. Like, I would just make a decision on do you want to lock in that floor? Like, if the rest of your lineup is Fernando Tatis, Juan Soto, Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner, or Bo Bichette, or Bobby Witt, or Ketel Marte, then like maybe you can think about adding Cease and just taking the floor. But if you're looking to win prizes, Seager, Olsen, okay, so like if you have Seager in that lineup, then I want Marcus Semien paired with him. Stacking is a big deal, especially like if you look at their lineups. Semien and then Seager. So Semien gets on, Seager hits a blast. Seager gets the extra RBI for Semien, and Semien gets a run. So now all of a sudden, if Semien walked, you got 2 points. Now he's got 5 points because of Seager, and Seager has, 19 points because of Semien. So that's what happens there. So, yeah, 2 or 3 guys stacking like that is great. Like if you have a Nate Lau and like him more than, I don't know, Trout, I don't know, um, then maybe you might do that. Yeah, home run odds now? How about that? Marcus Semien, decent odds did a homer. Interesting. Starting pitcher intel. I didn't know we had this. Ooh, all right. This is a useful tool. Look at RotoWire. Huh. All right. I might have to dive into this a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Of course. That's my answer. Yeah. I think I would want Semien in that case. If you're gonna roll Seager out there against the Astros, then I think you just go ahead and roll your boy out. If you haven't hit that like button, I see there's some folks in here who haven't. Please do. It's very helpful for us. Please and thank you. DJ Local, I think Morel in the Sandlot is a perfect spot for him. Goes off and you win $5. He sucks and you win $1. Yeah, I guess. I guess that makes sense. I'm definitely, I like to just grind out my $1, $2 in the Sandlot every week and then spend it on soccer limiteds. So to each their own. That is definitely a Chris Morel sort of thing. So, all right, we got what, 10 minutes left? I can't even look because our site's goofed. There we are. All right, yeah, we got 11 minutes left. Oh, all right. I mentioned I needed to make some changes, so y'all can watch me do that. I will answer any questions. Please keep asking questions if you have them. You can look at my lineups if you wish. Seabold. Yeah, we ain't doing that. I did something a little different this week. I'm just gonna click Matt Brash, but that's not gonna be my guy. I changed up what I'm prioritizing a little bit this week. I'm kind of prioritizing Super Rare Pro, but mainly I'm prioritizing Rare Pro. I don't know if that's smart. I've thought about just prioritizing the Rare NLAL instead of trying to win up this way, but maybe I'll do that in future game weeks. I just like winning ETH if I can. I try to do that, but all right. So I need to elevate somebody to there. That'll be Duvall, and then I'm gonna push Kimbrel up and then Robertson up. So let's go here. There's something else I said I needed to change. I forget what it was. All right, you can be Seabold for now. Ooh, this is annoying. Why is it bringing me back to this screen? I hate that. Please change that. So rare. That's awful. Now I'm all disoriented. I don't know where I'm going. All right, this is going to be Robertson. So they're actually going to be kind of at odds with each other. Robertson, Duvall. This sucks. Don't do... Oh, just take me back to the lineup screen. Yuck. Dios mio. Okay, that did it. It listened. Thank you. Damn, that was a quick response, Chakma. Maybe they just changed it while I was complaining about it. All right. Then I wanted a different relief pitcher here. Could be Matt Branch. Ooh, does this not tell me what lineup they're... Really? Ugh, what have they done? Look how they massacred my boy. Yeah, F it, Trevor Stephan. I don't care that much. Any other questions before we get out of here? Anything at all? That's funny. Let's look at these prize pools really quick, because, like, yeah, one rare, one tier one, but, like, in 333 people, like, if I'm in, so if I reworked my lineups here, speaking of Laird, Giacomo, that's where this thought comes from, because I said I hate the ALNL contest. I didn't realize that there were three tier ones in limited. So I was playing limited all star where there are three tier ones, but double the entrants. So I repositioned my lineups into the limited ALNL, and um, I would now prioritize those. But now, like, yeah, I mean, this is, oh boy. I mean, I still am prioritizing pro, but I want to win up and I want to win ETH. So I'm thinking, like maybe I break out Acuna and Muncy, who I like, and Wheeler into my NL lineup, and all of a sudden it's Olsen, Albies, Acuna. I actually wouldn't swap out Muncy or Martinez or Bogarts or Martinez, and then I could take Ramirez and Vierling and Gaussman and put them here, and Guerrero, Bichette, Springer, Ramirez, and then Vierling in Colorado. All of a sudden, with only 334 people to beat, like my lineup's gonna be pretty darn good, and then I'm looking at it's one tier one, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is technically my priority lineup. I don't know if it's good enough to do anything. Probably not, but DJF asks about a special soccer show. I might maybe at some point I'll start doing a Premier League show. Okay. So second pitch. So the reason it was first pitch originally is because I was going to do baseball and Keith was going to do soccer, and then we just never ended up doing the football thing. So I'd just make it first pitch again, or like a kickoff show. But yeah, well, yeah. See, because I would have to do it like Friday mornings for like Premier League. I wish it was like DFS where I could do it Saturday morning or something like that. Um, in that case, like I would do a Premier League show. As I learn more about MLS, maybe I'll do it. I do have an MLS lineup this week if you want to see it. Caleb says, am I a crazy person for thinking Sorare will do collection bonuses like soccer? I think everything they're workshopping in soccer, including this little number right here, which, speaking of which, give me my coins. Like, I think this is definitely coming. I know it's coming to NBA. They've said that, but jump shoot. Give me 1 second. So this is live. Where's my MLS lineup? Here you go. Yeah, so I built a Prem team and I'm putting together an MLS squad, just kind of buying player by player. But this is my MLS Pro. I actually really like. I really like my team. I don't like that Seattle and Houston are playing each other, and then I have Herrera here. But it's not like if somehow Paulo is a defensive mid scores, then it hurts Herrera a ton because he's a midfielder, not a defender. So, but yeah, I don't really want Hector Herrera to score because that'll hurt Tolo, I guess. But yeah, I like MLS. I don't watch it because it's on the damn Apple Pass thing. So, let's see. No, Giacomo, it's cool. Adamas or Carlos Correa? I have Adamas higher, but not by much. Milwaukee's facing Pittsburgh, yeah, and then yeah, so like the pitching is going to be a little worse for Pittsburgh, but yeah, I'm gonna go Adamas. I'm gonna go Adamas there. Jumpshoot asked if I keep my eye on NBA cards at all. Oh, brother, we were doing these shows for NBA weekly as well. Let's take a look at my decimated gallery because everyone got cut. Yeah, buddy. We got NBA cards. We do NBA projections. What happened to Brooke? Let's see. God, I won some bad cards. I was so mad when I won this Ben Simmons. Yeah, I saw Correa was hitting first. At least you know that's locked in. But yeah, I don't know. Stanley Johnson's not even going to play. I don't know how long Kendrick Williams is out. Trent Watford just got waived today, but yes, I won the Boban, my prized possession. Malik Beasley got let go. Yeah, stat keeper and defender. I generally try two fries. I didn't get to play Rocco like at all. But yeah, fries. I need to get myself a Walker Zimmerman for sure. Um, got KD Loki fuming with his value. Yeah, man, NBA is weird. NBA is weird. I know they're making some changes. I can't wait to see them honestly, because like I like the game, but it's so much work. It's so much work. So they're adding the daily stuff, but we'll see how it pans out, man. I like the game. I don't love investing in it, but I like the game. Like I got good players. It's just it's a moving target. It's tough. Yeah, I got a lot of mileage out of Wiseman last year, man. I really like that. He was one of my best players. All right, we got a minute left until baseball lock. But yes, I was very happy when NBA season ended because it was a lot of work for me. Um, yeah, exactly. The cap makes it turn a lot more. It's tough. If you want to win, like you got to be on top of rotations and injuries and everything. So, yep, yep. So I'm hoping the daily contests change that in NBA. They know what the issues were, and frankly, like we had at FP, we had a ton of people um, leave. People joined us for NBA, and they left because they just stopped playing it because it was so much work. And I get it. I If I didn't do content for it, I don't know that I would have played it. Um, I liked it. It's just it was so much. So dailies, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. You know, maybe maybe uncapped for daily. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. The churn is fun to a degree. I liked learning about players that way and stuff. But it's just like, all right, now I got to go buy this Maholic and all of that, and it was tough. But okay, glad we answered some questions. Today was a good show. I like that. I liked being able to kind of look at the score. I don't. It's something I don't do. I don't look at like individual scores and game scores um, all that much. So that was fun. I was glad we did that and added a little, you know, to my arsenal too. Because I'll start doing that now as I'm about to buy players, and maybe we'll factor in some game scores if we can find out how to pull it. Everything. So yeah. Yeah, the rookie cheat codes at the start, like if you buy a Wemby in the first week of the season, like you're gonna have a pretty damn good shot, and there's only gonna be so many. So, but they're aware of that as well. So yeah, I think they'll change that and maybe put some sort of cap on them. I don't know, maybe like an average or something. I don't know. I don't know how you do that though. I don't know. I don't know. K-Lamp, I love NBA as a fan. Don't play Sorare NBA at all. Yeah, it's like it's it's really hard for the values to stabilize because they're so fluid on a week to week basis. Like they're like four guys who hold value. Like the guys who are shoehorn MVPs. Like if you have them, you can play them as your MVP and champion, and that's like their only use. And then everyone else is like so week to week basis. So if you buy them that week, then there's a good chance you're burning money unless you win. Which I did that a lot, and I didn't win, so I stopped doing it. And I was just like, all right, I'm just going to churn rewards. And if I win a reward, they will go into my rotation. I'm not going to sell my Jaden Springer because in April he might, play 25 minutes because Sixers have to rest everybody, and I'm not going to sell anything. And so yeah, roster updates after locker brutal. Yep, there's so much to it that's frustrating. So okay, I gotta get out of here. Good luck everyone this weekend. Again, shout out to Robbie for the win. Just another first place trophy in the FP fam. We got lockers full. Send me. Still no bobbleheads up here. I just got Stone Cold. One day we'll get a bobblehead up there for a dub. Hopefully this weekend. But yeah. But yes, NBA will be back eventually. Maybe I'll do an MLS show. I don't know. I don't know enough about the landscape, but I'm certainly not projecting it yet. But that would be something fun. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Good luck. We will see you on Monday.